the latter times, some shall depart from the faith. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. You just heard the name of this one. In the latter times, some shall depart from the faith, or some shall depart from the faith. I'm joined with the Elder Kanak.
Shalom, shalom.
And, just was discussing a few things earlier, and I couldn't really remember what it was, so I asked the Elder what we was talking about. And he was saying that we were talking about how certain individuals are bugging out, falling out. And then we started talking about the closer we get to the end, the more individuals are going to keep bugging out, and how when you go back to the time of Yahushua, the apostles, so on and so forth, how the closer it got to 70 AD, the more those demonic heresies and them heretics and heresies were coming out, and right now, the point that we're at now is you're seeing a lot of bug outs, and you're seeing certain individuals that was in their tombs, pretty much in their sarcophagus, rearing their head back up. Individuals that weren't really a major, talking point, or like the ICGJC. People didn't even really hear about them too much. Now they're starting to try to make a comeback now, And then you have this guy, Bubble Eye Blackfish, which we call him Bubble Eye Blackfish, Elder Rakaf from the GOCC. He's starting to try to be relevant again, and his thing is about talking about the Israelites, which he is an Israelite, but he's talking about, the doctrines that we teach from the former One West, groups. So, as we got light, oh Lord.
Right here.
Okay, yeah. So it says, this is 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, now the Spirit speaketh expressly. Oh, did you want to say something?
No, you got it, Pastor.
It says, now the Spirit speaketh expressly, that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. And that's pretty much what you see going on. You have certain individuals that might have been in this thing for a couple of years, maybe 4 years, maybe 5 years. Some individuals been in it for 10 years, 12 years, 14 years, and people are just bugging out, just left and right. They had certain gripes and problems with brothers which they never addressed, and they just let it fester in their spirit and their mind, and eventually after a while that demon overtook them, to where they started acting it out by speaking, talking shit, and this is going to happen. And one of the very first things that these guys do when they leave, besides talking shit about the men that taught them, is try to change the breakdowns that they were taught. That's why the Apostle Paul warned to continue in the things which thou hast learned and has been assured of. Do you have something you want?
Oh, I was thinking of when you were speaking, I believe that's 1 John 4:1.
I could get it for you.
Where it says to try the spirit, because you were saying they let things fester.
Yep.
And they never try the spirit out.
Right.
They allow Satan to get in, and Satan, he's subtle.
Yep.
So he'll work on them, for a period of time.
Yeah.
He'll put certain things in front of them, certain challenges, in which they're not going back to the scriptures and trying the spirit.
Right.
They're not applying Yahushua in that time. And what happens? Whether this guy came in 10, 15 years ago, little by little, Satan works on him, and then all of a sudden he throws in the towel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because they don't pray.
Mm-hmm.
They don't ask the Lord, to help them deal with the situation.
Mm-hmm.
They never address the issue. They just let it be, and then when the thought comes, or they'll be around the brother, or the brother might do something to upset them, and that just gives them more fuel for that fire.
Mm-hmm.
The scriptures say we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, and that goes for all levels. Dealing with things that's going on going on in the world, dealing with the way Satan works with these demons, trying to get you to go against brothers. You have to know all these things. You have to recognize when it is that these things, are affecting you. Because if you don't stamp it out in the spirit, what's going to happen is it's going to fester. And when something festers, it just gets worse and worse. It's just like a wound. If you have a wound and the wound gets infected and you don't treat that wound, eventually it starts to spread.
Yep. And it can get malignant. It can get cancerous to where it gets into the blood. It's over with. There's no remedy. And this is what you see. They fall out and there's no remedy. Even if they try to come back.
Yep.
It's like the spirit is gone. Well, the parable of the man whose house was swept clean.
Yep.
He had that one demon on him, and the demon left when he came into the truth.
Yep.
And then he went back into the world, and that demon came back, and he brought 7 more demons with him.
Yeah.
So you're actually in a worse state. I discovered you're actually in a worse state than when you first came in.
Yeah. You didn't apply the medicine to get rid of the poison.
That's it.
You allowed the poison to spread. This poison that's been swept under the rug, inside joke. But this is the scripture that the elder called for. This is 1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit.
Yeah, and there's we constantly get attacked by all different types of spirits every second.
Yep.
Some are righteous spirits, but most of them are evil spirits.
Yeah.
And you have to have the spiritual acumen to be able to discern.
That's right.
Whether it's a good spirit, it's the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, or it's the spirit of Satan.
Right.
And Satan, he's gonna come with all type of tricks. All right, because it's really ultimately, what does Satan want with a man of the Lord? He wants you to get out of the truth.
Yeah.
He wants you to stop believing. That's the ultimate goal of Satan. Once he does that, he's on to the next.
Yep.
So he's gonna be rapid fire, but you gotta put up your defense. All right, the faith is the defense, prayer is the defense, the brotherhood is the defense. Okay, doing the work is a defense.
Yeah.
Talking to Yahweh Shema Shai daily, constantly.
Yep.
Fasting, prayer. See, these are things that the Most High gave us tools to be able to withstand in these days. And you have individuals that are not tapping into that.
Yeah. Yeah, and Satan's job and these demons' job is to conquer. They want to conquer as many souls as possible because that's what they were set up here to do. And then Satan tried to conquer Job, and it didn't work. He hit him with everything he had and the kitchen sink. And Job just maneuvered through it through the spirit. So it says, but try the spirits whether they are of the Most High.
And how do you try the spirit?